What up, though? Dwan Dandridge, back with another episode of Speak for Yourself. Of course, we have the one and only Ken Elkins.
What's happening?
And Mr. Larry Moore joining us from Marketech.
How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, my pleasure.
So, Larry, the way that we typically like to start the show is we welcome our guests to introduce themselves. So, what would you like our viewers to know about you?
Where do I begin? My name is Larry Moore. I come from a long line of African kings. When I was born, my daddy told me, boy, ain't gonna never be another one like you. And that's how it all started out.
That's how
and
it
he
started.
walked out the room drunk. I didn't see him for about 4 years. That's how I started.
Oh, man. So, I don't know what he meant when he said there's gonna be another one like there's gonna never be another one like you.
No, life is good.
For sure.
At some point I would like to do a movie on my life.
Okay.
You know, I've done most things I've ever wanted to do. I've met most people I've ever wanted to meet.
That right.
And I'm still a baby.
Still a baby.
Still a baby, man.
You gonna ride your bike from Detroit to
I
Mackinac
was always
with us?
horrible riding bikes, man. Even
It's
'cause
horrible.
it gave me bad memories because I was a paper boy.
It's a paper
See, I
boy?
used to deliver papers with a bike.
Right.
And
I
people used to
remember
chase
that.
me home, try to get my money, and I had to speed up, throw the paper, and collect the
and-
money,
and not get caught.
all at the same time.
At the same time. Oh, no. Did they ever catch you?
No.
Okay. All right.
That was my lunch money, man. They weren't gonna catch me.
Oh man, well, I mean, at least those people was paying you. When I was a paper boy, they didn't pay. They sent their kids to the door on collect
Were
day.
you in Detroit?
I was in Detroit.
What, Detroit News, Free Press?
Detroit News. It was like my mama said she ain't here.
Okay, right. Oh, for sure. And mama be the one saying it.
Mama
That's what my mama said she ain't here.
Yeah, mama comes
We said
in
mama be the one saying it.
Right, exactly. Oh, I was a paper boy, man. I was a paper boy.
Yeah, I
all the
was
time.
too. 11 years old.
I won trips all over the United States from a paper route.
What?
Yeah, I went to the New York World's Fair. I won a trip to Washington, D.C. Matter of fact, we were at the White House that week Kennedy got killed.
Okay.
We was at the White House. And we just waved at him. And, but I had won as a paper boy. You know, it was my first airplane ride.
Damn. How do you win
A trip as a
trip
paper boy.
as a paper boy?
Well, they used to, I worked for the Detroit News, and they had all kind of incentive trips if you got more subscriptions.
Oh.
So I would go sign people up, and I won every one of them.
Oh,
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? But in my case, I wasn't just doing it for the trip. I was doing it because I had to eat. You know, because I was the head of the house as a paper boy, so I was feeding my little brothers.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So to me, it was my hustle as a kid.
So then is that getting people to sign up for the paper route? I'm assuming that's what led you into your career as a, I don't want to call you a salesman, but as
that's
a
whatever you
marketer.
want to call me.
Right, as a marketer, as a getting people to sign up for
I guess,
things, right?
well, in a way, but bottom line, it taught me a lot about people. It taught me a lot about money at a young age, you know, so, and then, you know, I raised my little brothers and sisters, so I was the head of the household at 9, pretty much.
You sound like Cat Williams a little bit.
Huh?
3,000 books. 3,000 books a week.
No, I won a lot of trips. I went to from the paper, I won New York World's Fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to New York World's Fair, and you know, a lot of dude ranches and stuff like that. And a lot of stuff out of Washington, D.C. And then the trip I won to Washington, that was my first airplane ride that I ever got on a plane.
Okay.
And we went that same week Kennedy got killed.
We
went that week before, a few days before. We waved at him.
Okay.
But a few days later, he was shot. So,
Man,
but I got a lot of stories.
that's amazing.
And so now you are the president, CEO of Marketech, right?
Yeah, that's president, huh?
President.
That's what you call it.
That's yeah, the president and CEO of Marketech.
Well, I'm the cool brother that's there. Yeah, in Marketech. Well, jumping way ahead of the story. Yeah, Marketech. I guess we've been doing that for what? Oh, I don't know, 10 years maybe.
Okay.
And basically, Marketech is an advertising marketing company.
All right. Helping small businesses.
Helping small businesses, pretty much.
Get their brand out, right?
Getting their brand out, exactly. But doing it in a professional way so it's not Mickey Mouse looking.
Got you. And so why is that important to, you know, provide a vehicle for small businesses? Because it's difficult for them to get with other big companies.
Small businesses don't have the budget to market, to market effectively. And so what Marketech does is we can take with our pretty small budgets and give them really serious looking presentations and serious production.
Okay.
That's what we do. And also give them advice and so forth.
Okay, that's what's up.
Nice.
Cool.
I seem to recall you working with a nonprofit about 4.5 years ago.
Which one? Who?
I think it was Black Leaders Detroit. Yeah, and they came to you, and I think you shot a quick promo video talking about the work that they were going to do.
And you,
I don't know.
yeah, I remember he was kind of looking at us
Did they pay me?
Like we were small fries. He was looking at us like we were small fries.
I remember them paying you. I think they overpaid you.
That could be. No, but I've led a really pretty blessed life. I've been most places I've ever wanted to go. I've met most people I've ever wanted to meet. And if I wasn't me, I would pay me to be with me.
Extremely humble at the same time.
Pretty humble.
At the same time. That's what we love about you. Yeah. There's all the stuff you've done, you know what I mean? You still ain't let it go to your head. I don't let it go to my head. You know what I mean? That's what we love about you.
No, but I've been blessed, man. I got some great memories. And now, like when I tell my kids, well, they grown now, but when I go to them and start a story, they, oh, no, Daddy, not another story. They all run away from me.
I run away from you when you come to when you go to telling your stories. Here go another story. So, you know.
But they're true. They're there. I mean, they're just part. And a lot of times I find myself having to just, okay, I ain't going to say nothing then. But I'll say it anyway.
There you go. Sound like Forrest Gump kind of told your life story.
I've been blessed. I got a great family. Everything I've ever dreamed about or pretty much wanted to do, I've done.
Are you a lifelong Detroiter?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, nice. Where'd you grow up at? What neighborhood?
Well, originally, I grew up in Southwest Detroit on Lebo.
Okay.
That's out there by the Rollercade and Schaefer. I don't know if you know that area.
Yep.
And that's where all the black folks, it was the first black suburb, but all the factories and stuff was around it. So it always stinked. It was made, they had new houses, but it was in the middle of a pit. That's where, slaughterhouses and all that kind of stuff was out there. But that's where some of the first black neighborhoods were.
Okay.
And it was new houses. So I come home. Now, I got some good memories. I have some great memories, and I got some not so good memories. I know I was skipping home one day. I was a happy kid. I was I'm happy. I'm skipping. And then I was going through this gas station, and they had billboards lined up. So in between these billboards was about this much space, right? So I skipped past the billboard. I said, damn, that looked like my furniture was on the street. So I skipped back, and I looked back, and our furniture was sitting on the street. So I went in. I woke up my brother because he just lay on the thing sleep, and that was.
Why was your furniture on the sleep? You got evicted?
Because they evicted us. My mom died when I was 7.
Oh, wow! I didn't know that. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, when I was 7. So we were a family of kids that raised each other, children raising children.
So you was living with your dad at the time?
Yeah, but when my mom died, my dad kind of just fell apart.
Checked out a bit.
Yeah, he couldn't handle it.
Okay.
And so a lot of times I didn't see him for weeks or months or so forth. So it was kids raising kids. Mm-hmm. So my first job was at National Food Store. It used to be a National Food Store up on Schaefer, and I would go up there and push buggies. And they give me a quarter. Take the groceries to the car. They give me a quarter. And now and then I got 50 cents, man. I thought that was right. The world was getting better when I started getting 50 cents. But it taught me a lot about people, how to communicate with people. And don't get me wrong, I had a tough childhood, but I had a great childhood. Okay. It wasn't like, woe was me, because I had a ball. I won trips all over the United States, pretty good meeting girls, what I mean? Because, you had that, girls look for that. What I'm talking about? I guess you don't know if you ain't got it. but what I'm saying is, it put a great basis together. let me catch up.
You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't if you ain't got it.
I got some great stories, man. Ken knows, but I shot Muhammad Ali's retirement roast. Okay. At the Apollo in New York.
Now, why they pick you? Out of all the people in the world, why they pick you?
I picked them.
Oh, you picked them?
Yeah. Let me see, how did that happen? It's a long story, but I think I saw him having an interview on TV or something. I probably saw the interview, and then Ali was in town. He was talking about his roast, and then I ran down. I said, oh, shoot, I'll in town. Let me go meet him. You know, so I went to Bogarted and met him and told him, you know, I do TV production. He said, oh, you the blood. You do TV production. Here's my number. And then that's how it started. You know, and basically, I met this guy named Hakeem Rashid. He was, I read about him in the paper. And they said he was doing 100,000 a day and all that. So I picked up the phone and called him. I said, look, man, you know, I'm finna do the Ali roast. I need some money. He said, well, what you need? I said, I need $50,000. He said, okay, when you need it? I said, I need it today. He said, I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, back tomorrow. No, he said his girlfriend. He said his girlfriend first to check me out. I ain't gonna say her last name, but first name was Janice. We put her up at the rent scene. And then I went there and he called me and said, well, go make sure she okay, because, you know, Detroit had a bad reputation back then. You know, make sure she okay. I'm saying she in the Renaissance Center, she'd be all right. But I went down and I did that. And then he brought the money in, and then me and Janice took the money to New York and we did the roast at the Apollo, which is something I will never forget, because it was 100,000 people on 125th Street, man. It was as far as you could see. Wow. As far as you could see at the Apollo. And then we had everybody on the show. We had Harry Belafonte, Dick Cavett, Dick Gregory, Fred. It was Ali, so we had everybody. You know, it was just, I just never forget it.
So that was in 79?
Yeah, 79.
Amazing.
That's pretty dope. And so there's an actual art, like as you were speaking about several things you've done in your lifetime, there's an art to asking for what you want, right? And not being afraid to do that, right? So talk about that a little bit, right?
Well, I've always said, and I was always taught, you become what you think about the most. Whatever you think about the most, that's who you are. You know, if you think about sadness the most, you're going to be sad. If you think about happiness the most, you'll be happy. If you think about sickness the most, you'll be sick. So your thoughts are real. Your thoughts, if you control your thoughts, you will control your destiny. You just control your thoughts, man. It's just like controlling your thoughts. You get the most beautiful woman in the room, or the most beautiful woman in the city, the most beautiful woman. It don't matter, because it all starts right here. You see that, son?
So if you're looking for some money, right? You're trying to get funds, you know, as a nonprofit, you're trying to get a donation, or if you're your business, you're trying to get some funds. From your perspective, is you need to channel that. You need to be processing that. Like, I'm going to get this. This is mine, and be thinking about that continuously, right?
Well, we're all human beings are God-like, because God created us. So we all have God-like qualities. It doesn't mean we all use the God-like qualities, but I mean, how many amazing things have you done that you wonder how I do that? How did that happen? I didn't have the economic means. I didn't have it. How did I wind up in this situation? That's what I'm talking about. You know, so I've just been, even though I've had a difficult childhood at some times, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I had a great childhood. Great childhood. Things I used to dream about.
And is that because you feel that your childhood kind of laid a foundation to help build you into the man you became, right? Like to move through some of the struggles, to be able to hustle like you were hustling?
You know, how to be positive in a negative atmosphere. You know, how to be able to overcome whatever needs to be overcame. You know, and all those such of things, and understanding what laughter is, and how powerful laughter is. If you have the ability to make people smile and the ability to make people laugh, that's a powerful thing to have. Very, very powerful. You know, because laughter goes straight to your soul. Laughter can make a person's day better. You know, so if you're able to use that at will, I mean, that's a powerful tool to have. It really truly is.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Very good.
Y'all wanted me to talk about Marketech, right? I got so much more. Marketech is cool.
I mean, Ken warned me that you wasn't going to go. You was going to go in whatever direction you wanted to go anyway. So we try to keep you in some framework.
I understand.
You can't keep them in no frame. You can't keep them in no frame. That ain't gonna never happen.
You know, no. Marketech is fine. The whole concept. Well, actually, we invented. And when I say we, a couple of my partners, they're both gone now. They're both deceased. But we actually invented the whole concept of infomercial. There was no such thing. You know, it's everywhere now, but there was no such thing. So I remember we were doing some things, and I said, well,
that was a very Donald Trump type statement and like hand language. It's like, that was super Donald Trumpish, right?
Well, super Donald Trumpish.
Him and Donald Trump, you gonna look back. You look back 30 years ago. Him and Donald Trump probably did an infomercial. Nobody anywhere,
and he probably got it from me. He probably stole it.
Nobody anywhere.
No. I laughed at him. I ain't laughed at great.
But no, go ahead. Infomercials. Infomercials. Yeah. So you invented infomercials.
Yeah, there was no such thing.
Okay.
I mean, now it sounds crazy because you see it everywhere. But I said, what happened is, it's so much of a story, I'm jumping around. But I learned television from this white guy named Bob Ram. He was a Jewish, he was Jewish, but more so than Jewish. How was it? He was conniving. He's the smartest man I've ever met in my life, and he's the dumbest man I've ever met in my life.
Bob was both.
Yeah, his name was Bob Ram, and he basically, that's how we learned the television business. He took us by the hand. He literally took us around the world. You know, but I mean, I learned so much from him because I seen him do so many things, but he was horrible. I mean,
two things can be true.
Yeah, two things.
Same person.
Talk about you got a show out now, right? You got a show right now. What's your show?
In other words, you want me to get to the point. Why get to the point, man? That's all you had to say. Yeah, I have a show.
I know you'll never get to the point, so I just gotta coach you along. That's all.
Okay, Marketech. All right.
No, We Love Detroit. Talk about We Love Detroit.
Okay, We Love Detroit basically is a show about our city. Okay, and We Love Detroit. What I do is I do many infomercials about businesses. Okay, I try not to script it. I let the people just talk pretty much like that. And I think we're in our, I don't know, what, 6th year, 7th year? I don't know what year.
Longer than that.
How long has it been? Huh?
Longer than that.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember time sometimes.
Yeah.
But basically, we come on every Sunday, TV 20. I pick TV 20 at Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. I think it's the perfect time for what we do.
Okay.
You know, because Sunday is a time when a lot of business people are home. They kind of just, what are you doing Sunday morning? If you're not in church, you're having your coffee, you had breakfast, you're kind of flipping the channels, you know. So basically, if a person comes to our channel, then I try to show them interesting places and businesses in the city. That's what
Nice.
Nice. And so if a business wanted to be on We Love Detroit, is it a website? How do they get in contact with you?
No. If a person wants to be on, they can call me at 313-622-6745. That's the number of our company. The company's called Marketech. Marketech is the company that produces We Love Detroit. Okay. And we've had a lot of fun doing the show. It's fun.
What are your thoughts on from like when you first started out?
My life?
No, not your life. I know you want to talk about you. We're gonna talk about so it's gonna be your thoughts about something else.
Okay, fine.
Other than your favorite topic.
Okay.
But what do you think about the evolution of the way infomercials are done now? Because I hear you talk about infomercials. I mean, I think about the way people can just grab their phones and make an infomercial really quickly. So what are your thoughts when it comes to like the way things were done when you first got into business, hanging out, running around the world with Bob, to where things are now? And have you been able to transition and keep up?
I'm trying to understand, where's your question? Because you asked a lot of different questions in that. So the
first part of the question is, any thoughts on where marketing and media was back when you first started, to where it's grown? And how
when I first started, I said I'm going to do a show with all commercials, and people said, you are crazy. Nobody can do a show with all commercials. I said, why not? Because it's never been done. How are you going to do a show with all commercials? I said, I'm going to do a show. Well, I'm going to do it. They said, you can't do that. Remember, there were no infomercials at the time. I'm talking, infomercials. That didn't exist at the time I'm talking. Television was, you buy a commercial, you look at the show. That's just the way it was. Like if you talk about early 60s and stuff. I said, you know what? Why not just do all commercials? They said, you can't do that. I said, why? Because you can't. And then I said, why? Because you can't. I said, well, I'm going to do it. And that's what I did. And that's basically what it is. But the difference was, I didn't just say buy this for 29 cents. I made the commercials interesting. I did a little mini story with the commercials. that the commercials became more about the person that was buying whatever the product was. So it became a biography of whatever that particular business person was and telling their story. So it was an infomercial, but it was interesting too. And a lot of them were funny and so forth.
Nice. So, second part, where things are now, have you been able to keep up with the direction that, media and your industry is gone?
I guess I've kept up, but I don't think just keeping up is sufficient. Yeah, I've kept up. Because of being on a merry-go-round, I have kept up.
Okay.
But as far as being able to do what I'm really capable of doing, no.
Okay.
Not really. I made a living. It allows me to eat every other day now. So, but beyond that, but I enjoy what I do, but it's not what I can really do.
Right. What do you mean by that?
Because there's so much in me that I could do.
Okay.
From a standpoint, there are so many stories that we need to tell about ourselves.
Gotcha.
So some amazing stories.
I think you should get your own Instagram and TikTok.
My own what?
Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
He should definitely have a TikTok.
Yeah, definitely. Like, dude, you would be hilarious. You have in a TikTok. Like,
let's do it.
I ain't doing it. You do it.
You show me how to do it, man. Everybody tell me, well, you should do this, you should do that. Give me some help.
Right.
I'll be the talent.
I'm sure you've showed him something over the years,
Of course
right?
I have. I ain't gonna say
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. I think our viewers can see the bubble over your head with what you was thinking. Just by your body language.
Professionally, he has shown me some things. Yes.
Tez blocked the words out in that bubble that popped up over his head.
Exactly.
But I met Larry like many years ago, and what I admired about him the most was that his ability to sell, his confidence. Yeah. Right, like looking at his confidence, like really inspired me to be like, wow, just as confident, right? Like to see a man go into spaces and demand attention in that space, right? And to walk out with something, right? But then in addition to that, his him helping, a lot of providing an avenue for a lot of small businesses to be able to get their messaging out. At that time, when channels, all these different channels weren't reaching out to the small business owners, Larry figured out a way to get them all together, like kind of how we do in cooperative economics, to get them all together to where they can pay this amount, right, and now be on a show and get their stuff out there because they don't have to do it all by themselves.
And do it professionally with the help of guys like Ken. We don't do it Mickey Mouse.
Gotcha.
It doesn't look local yoko. It doesn't at all. It looks as well or as good as anything on television. So you're not going to look at it and say, oh, what's that? You're going to look at it and say, oh, what's that? You say, and that's the whole point.
Nice.
And guys like Ken and Martez and so forth that are out here that really help me do that.
And it's funny because like that line he said earlier, if I wasn't me, I would pay me to be me. I use that line to this day all the time. I thought it was my line until you just said it. I was like, oh, damn, that is. I did get that from him.
Stole that from him. He's not even giving you credit for it. I'm here abusing it.
I'm good. Wow. My life, I've had a blessed life.
Okay.
I've done things that I used to dream about.
Okay.
I've met most people I've ever wanted to meet. I've done most things I ever wanted to do, but even more so than that, all my kids turned out cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the biggest joy that I have.
That is something to be happy about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And talk a little bit about that. I think again, I think maybe all your kids are entrepreneurs, aren't they?
Huh?
All your kids are entrepreneurs, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, LaFreak works for me, so that's kind of an entrepreneur.
Right.
She can put up with me only a couple years at a time. Yeah, she go away, then she come back.
But I just think like how important that is. Like they watch their dad.
Right. Oh yeah.
Pave the way as an entrepreneur.
Like my son, man. He when he was like 9 years old, we were walking down the street, and he started flipping. I said, "Boy, you gonna break your neck." He said, "Daddy, I want to flip for a living." I said, "What do you mean flip for a living? You can't flip. You can't make no money. How you gonna flip for a living?" He said, "Dad, that's what I want to do." I said, "Boy, you can't." He started crying. I said, "Well, okay. If you really want to do that for a living, go ahead. If that's really what and that is." He became Big Ten champion, University of Michigan, gymnastics.
You almost crushed his dream.
Well, at one point I did, until I saw that it was really his dream. Gotcha. Once he saw it was really his dream, and I saw he was determined to make it happen, I let up.
Okay, Big Ten champion. Right. What school?
University of Michigan. They got a plaque on the wall. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's what's up.
Cool.
Got anything else for Larry?
That's all I got. I'm sure Larry got a lot more. I'm sure he can talk about himself for another 2 hours.
What I would like to do with you guys, I would like to maybe do one of these sessions, and I would like to tell my life story because I think it would make a hell of a movie.
We don't have enough time for you to tell your life story.
Make time. You ain't got no time. You make time. It'll be great. I'm serious. I mean, just talk
You
about
do
it.
say so yourself. So if you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah.
No question.
All right.
Who else can say it better than myself?
That's it.
Nobody than you. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. Well,
All right. I appreciate your time, man.
thank you for coming on. We know you would love to probably sit here and jump back and forth and ask yourself questions and keep going. Right. You know what I mean? But
I like that. That was pretty good.
Martez got to get home to them babies.
I hear you.
So shout out to Martez.
Hey, Martez,
New
what's
father. Not a new father,
new father.
as this being his first time,
gotcha.
but second child.
Right.
So
Yep.
Okay.
the behind the scenes talent and work. Shout out to
A
Martez.
really brilliant brother.
No doubt about
He
it.
knows his
Cardiac
craft.
Films.
And same with Ken, another brilliant brother, man.
Thank you,
It
sir.
remains to
Brilliant
be
brother in the back.
seen.
We got a brilliant brother. We some brilliant people, man.
No doubt.
The chosen ones, we are.
Okay.
We truly are.
All right.
You become what you think about the most.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Yeah. I know you chose you.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes you chosen.
When I used to go to the room,
Larry
I said,
chooses Larry.
I want the
That's
baddest
gonna be our
chick in the
next
building.
episode.
Give me the baddest chick in the building. I want
All
the
right, we
baddest
gonna-
one in the building. That's all I ever went for. Do I go for the baddest in the building?
You better just cut it.
Oh, that's another story.
You better just cut it.
That's another
You better
subject. Okay. I appreciate your time.
This episode will speak for yourself. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you. So, question: I just limit it to Marketech, or can I flow as I go?
Just
Yeah,
talk,
you can
man.
flow.
Do what you want to do.
Marketech
Don't
is
go
just
on your
part of the
old
story.
ass stories. Don't go your
I
old
ain't
stories
gonna
about
old, but I mean,
when
they're
I was
interesting, man. Now you gotta get on
18, my daddy whooped me on the porch.
Well, he did. And it's a shame of you to bring that up because that's question. You know what I mean? I feel it now.
It's traumatic. It's a traumatic.
The old bastard.
Triggering.